from Reiki Will Travel. Today I'm in Tracy Ann Medium Studio in Niantic, Connecticut. Tracy is my very good friend here, and she's a psychic medium, and we thought we'd get together today and talk about energy in her space because it's gorgeous. So Tracy, welcome.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Yes, absolutely. So tell everyone about yourself, where you are. You're in Niantic, Connecticut, obviously. It's gorgeous here. And introduce yourself, please.
So I'm Tracy Chamberlain, and I'm owner of Tracy Ann Psychic Medium. And my studio's here in Niantic, which is on the shoreline of Connecticut. I've got a lot of driftwood here my husband makes, lots of crystals, and good energy. Love reading here. It's my favorite place.
Yeah, it's my second favorite place, too. So talking about energy, that's what we're going to talk about today. And like we said, we thought maybe we'd let people know how we met, which we met many years ago at some of the holistic and psychic fairs and things around. Right. Always just kind of being near each other. You know, and we reconnected last year, and we've done several events together. And we just really click. And I think that's not easy to have happen, and I think we just ebb and flow and balance each other, and just work very smoothly, and it's a good flow. So so we've done some events here, which we actually are set up for one here tonight.
We have one tonight.
Spirits and Spreads, one of our new things that we're doing, and Tracy's doing the mediumship aspect, and I'm doing the tarot aspect. So so talking about energy, Trace. What is it to you? How would you define it? What do you think of it specifically?
Energy is everything and everywhere. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
And I always tell my clients that I guarantee they've connected to spirit. Whether they want to believe it or not, we all can connect to spirit. Whether it's the sign or the dream that you get, hearing your loved one's voice in your mind. We're all mediums. So definitely.
Okay.
Everything's energy.
I totally agree with that. I mean, so is it anything, so you said, it's what's around. Like here, it would be different reading here than at a gallery reading that you do, right?
Right.
Or, sometimes you can feel residual energy. Would you say, is that accurate? Or
Yes. Yes, you can sense things. I mean, I've read in haunted restaurants, haunted houses, and where you can sense the energy around you. So yes, I think having a nice quiet studio is optimal, but I think doing mediumship, I've learned to read anywhere, even in a busy environment.
Correct, with a lot of distractions even sometimes around us, too. And speaking of distractions, the gallery readings and things that you do, how do you feel? Do you feel sometimes that you're pulled to someone specifically? Can you zone in or zero in on them? Is that what you're kind of drawn to at times, or is it just you have someone and you're like, okay, who's it connecting with? Or and is there any time where you're kind of feeling a little negative or negative vibes towards someone, or just kind of want to back away from them? What are some of your experiences? Or I'm sure you've had many, but what are some of the ones that stick out to you? What do you think?
So I would say in a group setting, I might think I'm pulled to you to read someone, and it might be the person sitting right next to you, especially if it's a tightly seated group. So I always say speak up if it's usually the person next to you, but usually I'll feel pulled to someone when I do this work. Yeah,
it's like you keep going there, whether it's connecting at that particular time or even later on, you just keep going back to the same person. Yeah. Or like you said, area, right?
Right.
All right, fantastic. So now you do Zoom readings, phone readings.
Purest way to do a reading is by phone. No visual bias.
I agree with you.
No visual bias. You just solely have that voice. I can't make any judgments by what they look like, or
correct, or if they're rolling their eyes.
Right. So it's actually the purest way. Very few people do by phone, though.
I love that. I did a phone reading earlier today, and I felt the same exact way. It's my preferred way because there's no. I try even when I'm doing regular readings. I myself try not to look at them because I don't want to read them,
right? And
I feel like it's almost being a little elusive or evasive, but I just don't want to look at them because I feel like if I look at them, then they're gonna raise their eyebrows or something, and I'm gonna kind of get drawn into the conscious energy versus the subconscious. Is that how you feel too?
Absolutely. I always look away. Actually, when
yes,
I read
me
someone,
too.
I'm looking at the floor or to the right or to the left. I don't want to read them or their expressions or the head nodding or anything.
Yes, so. I totally agree with you. So do you feel like there's do you feel like me personally, I feel like Zoom, I don't necessarily prefer to do a reading by Zoom, only because I feel like there's some weird third-party interference for whatever reason. And that's my personal opinion. Have you felt like that, or do you feel like that?
No,
No,
I honestly don't notice any difference, except for a technical glitch once in a while.
Yes,
but
right.
No difference at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'd rather do like in person, over the phone. Groups, I guess, are fine.
Groups are great.
It's just for me personally, I don't know what it is with the Zoom. Like I can't connect with it, but I'm glad that you can. I'm glad it doesn't put up a barrier. I mean, I feel like, can I do it? Yes. Do I prefer to do it? No. I guess that would be my feeling overall, right? Yeah. I feel like there's always like another person in the room with us, when that's happening. So I try to kind of say, okay, let's do it over the phone or in person, And speaking of in person, I know like yearly you go on these retreats or something with the paranormal.
Right.
So do tell.
So maybe once or twice a year, a paranormal group will reach out to ask me to accompany them as a medium. And it's stepping outside of the box. Not that I don't love connecting to mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, but energy is all around us constantly. People are scared by ghosts or hauntings, but I tell people, energy is around you constantly playing out. Often you can feel it if you go to a historical home. We have a battlefield here in Groton, and you can just feel it. You can feel the energy that took place. Absolutely.
Yeah. We have a view of the monument sometimes too, and we're like,
you can sense it. Yeah. Absolutely. Gettysburg would be a perfect example, but
sure.
It's really no different than doing mediumship. I mean, they were people too, and
I guess that's a different way to look at it.
They were people. They had a story, and they just have chosen to stay connected to Earth, which is kind of sad. And I think they can be crossed over. So
do you help with them crossing over? Is that what you do?
Did one time, actually twice.
Okay, tell me about that. Yeah, or tell us about that.
One was a haunted home. It was in Collinsville, and it was haunted by a man who built that home with his hands. Got through the Depression. Told me he worked in a factory in town. I started to feel sorry for him. Like he was telling me, I lost my wife. She had dementia, and how much it broke his heart. And was he kind of like coming across angry and gruff and being annoying to the house owner? Yes, but he had a story. He had a story, and I could understand why he was the way he was. Yeah. And I was able to try to talk with him, tell him, it's better in heaven, your wife is there, and hoping and praying. I guess the homeowners did say that things lightened up after we left. So hoping and praying we did a little bit of good by being there. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I guess kind of to your point, how people were in life and suffering in life, that doesn't necessarily change right away. Right. Sometimes it will. Like you said, it's we kind of are on our better behavior when we cross over. But if you're kind of stuck, like I think, you're stuck. I think that's that same kind of gruff energy, like, oh, why is this still happening? Why am I feeling this way? So I can imagine that, and good for you. And I'm sure there was some relief versus how it felt when you first walked in. Did you feel a difference when you were leaving? It lightens up. It does. It does, right? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure you're, doing all your protections to kind of make sure nothing comes home with you. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's exciting. I love getting out of the comfort zone, out of the box too. And just did a recent smudging at a country club, and that was totally outside, for a business. That was not something that I typically do. Usually I do for friends and family, but I said, this is the year I'm getting on my comfort zone, and that was really, really fun, interesting, different, really a unifying experience, I have to say. So I imagine it was similar for you and the group that you went with. Yeah. So mediumship, Trace. Okay, so it is what you do. That is your thing. And how it came to you, your family history, your family line, and things, and like who would you say mediumship is for? What it is to you, and is it possible it isn't for somebody? Right. So for mediumship, for me, it does run in my family, my Irish side, starting with my great grandmother who came from Ireland. and lived on a farm. And I have a couple family members on that Irish side who are intuitive. So I always knew I was intuitive. I was not reading people until I lost my son to cancer. And that really gave me the confidence to go out and use my ability. So I never thought I would be a medium. Never thought that's what I...
Okay, so that's quite the lineage for your mediumship and information about it. But what is it? What is mediumship? What is a reading? When you're out in galleries, are you ever pulled to someone or pulled away from someone? Or is there any like heebie-jeebies or anything like you feel in the gallery readings that you do, or even personally one-on-one or anything? How are you feeling during those times, and what are some of the things that people are asking about?
Okay, so probably during a group reading, it's a little more difficult because you think you're with one person, but it's actually the person sitting next to them. I always tell my clients, speak up if it's making sense to you, but I'll usually be pulled towards a section or a certain person for a reading. If somebody comes to me in person, sometimes they're wide open. The whole reading will flow. An hour goes by super quick. They're easier to read. They're easier to flow with all the symbolism. Sometimes I get somebody kind of, sitting there with their arms crossed, a little more standoffish.
Yes.
Maybe it's skeptical, which is good. It's good to be skeptical. I always say, make me work. Make me bring you the validation.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. Not that I don't like it. I always say, we'll crack the nut. We'll get through. Yeah. We'll get through. But keeping an open mind when you go to see a medium, and it's not concrete. Things are coming through in different ways. I'm hearing things in my mind, right? I'm seeing things in my mind. I might get a smell, feelings on my body, emotions coming through me, sensing their personality. So it's really a wild ride, especially with all the symbols that they give you. But flowing with it, staying open, thinking of your loved one when you come for a reading, that's powerful. Think of them. Tell them to come through. Tell them you're going to see a medium, and tell them to come through. That's very powerful. Wear something of theirs too. Bring something. Put it in your pocket. All that is powerful.
Yeah, I've had that experience myself where I went to a medium in a big theater, and sure enough, my person came through. I couldn't believe it. Wow. So that was and it was so specific. There was no doubt about who it was. So as far as the doubters, we said be open-minded, or at least give them validation to kind of ease their mind. Is there anyone that you think that you wouldn't recommend a medium reading for?
I would say, people will ask me, is it too soon? For me, no. Some mediums might say yes, they need a certain amount of time for that person to be passed. I've channeled people gone days. I would say if you're ready, you're ready. If
That's
you're
a very good point.
horrendously grieving and in a horrendously sad state, are you ready for the reading? So it's when you feel ready to connect.
I love that answer. I've gotten a lot of different answers for that too, and I'd love to hear that. I think that's key here, thinking of you, your own feelings, and again, if you're ready to connect, is it too soon for you? I love that.
And Spirit knows we have to grieve. They know we have to go through all the emotions that we're feeling. They know it. Spirit knows it. But I think as we try to heal, as we start to heal through our grief, they can come in even stronger. So I'd say waiting until you're ready.
Okay. And let's see, we have talked about individuals, we talked about Zoom, we've talked about connection, and let's talk about the paranormal.
So, once or twice a year, I get to step outside my box from channeling Grandma and Grandpa and Mom and Dad, and get to do some paranormal work. It doesn't scare me at all. I know energy is around us constantly. We constantly feel energy. You can feel it in a historical home or maybe a historical site. You can kind of feel energy, at least I do. But I find it just as healing, actually, to deal with the paranormal. I mean, these spirits had a story. They had a life on Earth. They have just chosen to stay attached to Earth, but often they can be crossed over. I know, it can get scary dealing with evil things, but from what I've encountered with just house haunting, got to channel a spirit in a haunted mansion as well in Massachusetts. There's a couple experiences that I felt like they had a story and they just wanted to be heard. And I felt actually a few times that we helped to cross the spirit over. So.
Yeah. And you'd say it's getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah, definitely. I had that experience recently where I was doing a smudging for a country club, and that was totally out of my comfort zone. Normally I would do that for friends or family, but not necessarily businesses. But they were needing it. They were needing some healing, and that's really what it came down to. And that was just last week that I did that, and it was really fun for me, interesting for me, and really unifying for them. And I love that. I love being part of helping that heal, which was amazing. So, what else, Trace? What else do you think that people should know about what you do, about what to expect? About, I know we talked about some signs, and you said, try to be specific. Should people be very specific about it, or just saying, I'd like to see a cardinal, or I'd like to see, a bird, or what are some of the things that you recommend for people when they're seeking to get a sign when they necessarily haven't in the past, or they think they didn't have one in the past?
So, right, sometimes I deal with clients who tell me they get all these wonderful, beautiful signs from their loved ones and spirits. Sometimes I'll get a client who tells me, I get absolutely nothing. No dreams, no signs. I always tell them to put that energy out there. You can tell your loved one something specific you want to see, come across, you want to hear a certain word. It can be anything. Your loved ones want to communicate very badly with you, just as much as you want to connect with them. Put that intention out there. Tell them something you want to see or hear. I promise you it works. Promise you. Yeah. My mom, she's good about having the Rolling Stones play. It's always the Rolling Stones. I'm like, hey, Mom. Yeah, always the Rolling Stones for her. It's really funny. So in dreams, when you said people can kind of come into dreams and such. Now, I've gotten various opinions on this, and I've only had experiences where people that have passed in my dreams haven't said anything. They're just quiet and haven't necessarily talked. Have you had a different experience, or what do you think your belief is with that? I have, just in the dreams with my son. I've had dreams where I'm seeing him across a crowded room. There's no conversation taking place, but I'm seeing him.
Sounds
and
beautiful.
Then I've had dreams where he actually has talked to me and hugged me. I could see his face, like he was healthy and whole again. And just exact words that, Mom, I'm beautifully fine where I am. And specifically, 29 years is all I had on this earth, and we signed up for this. Those exact words, I can never get them out of my mind, that there was a purpose for his life and even for his death, and doing what I do.
Yeah. Well, I think, like you said, it kind of brought out this in you, being that courageous, hurt mom who's looking to help and heal herself and also help heal others too, which I think that's such a beautiful gift when we see it that way. And that's beautiful work. She does amazing work, and we're getting ready for our event tonight, Spirits and Spreads, and it is sold out. Amazing. And we in talking about that, we had someone at our last event who lost her dog just recently. Since our last event, she was looking to get in tonight, but I told her it was sold out. But tell me about dogs and animals and you communicating with them.
Right. So animals will definitely come into a mediumship reading. And I've had a whole array of animals pop in over the years. Dogs are by far my best communicators. You will see all your pets when you cross into heaven. They pop in a little differently. It's almost like I'm talking to a toddler, a little more simpler in their communication. It's almost like I'll feel like I'm a dog. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like I'm the dog.
Nothing sounds weird in this industry, believe me.
But amazing things have come through, and you will see all your pets again. And most definitely, they can pop into a reading. Sometimes I'll be channeling Grandma. Grandma's coming through, and there'll be a dog next to her, a black and white dog. And I'll ask my client, did you lose a dog? Oh, yes, we lost a dog last year. And it's describing her dog. So the dog's up with Grandma in heaven. So
it's just like what we think, right? And Trace, I know some people are always curious about who's going to greet you when you do pass over? What do you think the best answer for something like that is?
So we are never alone when we die. Even if you die physically alone, you are not alone. You are crossed over by loved ones, angels, guides, loved ones in heaven. A lot of times when somebody's dying, they will see loved ones coming for them. I've read for a lot of hospice nurses over the years, people working with the dying, and they tell me, they're talking to loved ones in heaven. So you are never alone. You're not born alone, and you don't die alone.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What a beautiful way to end our time here. But Trace, I want people to get in touch with you. Tell us how they can get in touch with you, how they can make appointments. They see you in person, they request it by phone, in person, group, whatever. Please let us know.
Okay, so my website is TracyAnnPsychic.com, and it's TracyAnn Psychic.com. My email address is TracyAnnPsychicMedium@gmail.com. And the number to book me, I have an assistant. She'll respond to you. It's 959-265-7744. You can text it, you can leave a message, and Chloe will get back to you.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, you can reach out to reikiwilltravel@gmail.com if you'd like to have a reading with me, or reikiwilltravel.com. Trying to think, reikiwilltravel.com if you want to get down to our newsletter. And then we have email blast about different events that we're doing here together in Niantic, in Connecticut, and we look forward to it. We have some fun ones lined up, and there's going to be another new one coming up in a few weeks. So we're having a blast. We're having a lot of fun working together. Our energy is just great. I think anyone that's been here can attest to that. So I hope you like this podcast. I hope you can enjoy it on YouTube, or at least hear it on your drive into work or drive into wherever. But drive safe wherever you're driving, and hopefully you drive to Niantic and see us. Take care, everyone.
Take care.